Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Happy Memorial Day 2025. And when I think of Memorial Day, I think of my late father, Xenophon Abraham Sr., who served our country in World War II. And I think of my late father, my stepfather, Yerger Jr., who also served same war, World War II. And they're unfortunately both gone. My mom is, as many of you know, still with me, thankfully, thank God, and trying to do everything I can to make sure that she lives an extra, extra long life as long as I can have her and grow and progress with her on the earth. But I digress. Memorial Day makes me think of the two of them because if we were back in the Bay Area, we would go to Richmond and we would visit Chester's grave. And I laid my father to rest at Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery outside of Chicago, Illinois. And I need to go back and pay him his respects at his burial place. And but I'm here in Fayette County, Georgia. The other thing that I think of, and the reason why I used the thumbnail of the day I covered the landing of Air Force One when President Obama flew into Atlanta, and I was going back and forth between California here. I literally flew back here to go and cover Air Force One, but it's the biggest reminder of the power of our country, Air Force One. It's the biggest reminder we have of our wealth. It's also the biggest reminder that America historically has been a symbol of hope. And we've seen troops somewhere. It's to do a job in the representation of our values as a country. And I'm not saying we get it all right all the time. I think that argument has been made and proven, and we've done some correcting any number of times. That's not what this is about. This is, however, one problem we need to do a much better job of correcting. And that's the problem faced by our homeless veterans. No one who has fought for this country, represented this country, worked for this country's armed forces, or their families should have to worry about having a roof over their head. And when I by that, I mean a well furnished, food stocked, efficiently and affordably heated and cooled home. That, give me a thumbs up on that. That should not be anybody. There should not be anybody out there that has to worry about that. And yet there are. There are. And that's wrong. People who advocate for not spending fail to realize a number of truths. The first truth of all is that in macroeconomics, the measurement of economic output, gross domestic product, is C plus I plus G plus M. All right, blessings Von Erich. What does that mean? It means simply this. Some people call it MNE. The C is consumption, how much you and I buy. The I is investment. That's represented by business investments in the country. The G is government spending, not government tax collection or anything else, government spending. So when these same people talk about not spending what they're really talking about, and they don't even want to face the truth, is reducing the size of the G. If you reduce the size of the G, that means you reduce the size of gross domestic product. That's a fact. Then they'll say, well, we have a deficit, but no one ever bothers to talk about the real measure of asset wealth, assets. We have an estimated 65 trillion in assets versus 36 trillion in debt. But then they'll say, well, but you actually measure it by the government budget and what it's taking in. Well,